The trip to the other side changed my life forever. One night, while staring at the ceiling, I saw my husband lying in bed next to me. I realized that it was my body that had been there before. I was enveloped in a state of incredible love and tranquility that I can't get here on earth. Because of my universal consciousness link, I knew I had already visited this place, as well as the fact that none of this was out of character. Because it was the middle of the night, I shouldn't have been surprised to find myself enveloped in it. As a result, I was not scared in the least. And then I noticed a silver light heading towards me from the right, and my active arm drifted out to the side as I floated back to the ceiling where I could see them. Because they were no longer encased in anything, they were elongated and stretched out. However, they were present. Slow motion weightlessness showed a silver rope passing in front of me from left to right. I had no idea what that was. Then I found myself staring at my own body. In addition, I realized that something was rising from my leg, and the sky was blue, and it had a glitter to it. Like Robin's lap, it bubbled up from the bottom of my feet all the way up to my thighs, precisely like that. I came to recognize this because it began pulling towards me as soon as it had left the corporeal body. My energy had departed to the top half of my body and was now exiting the bottom half of my body because I had been extended, and I understood this. As soon as we get out of the body, we have the ability to transform into whatever shape we wish. Maybe as a survivor of a near-death experience, I was struggling to come out because it wasn't time for me to leave yet. Although it was brought to my attention, I was able to return to my original state. While in this new state, my body took the shape of a globe. This is because I could feel my arms and legs squeezing together, forming the orb-like shape. A fishbowl effect affected my eyesight to warp until it settled into the orb-shaped, orb-like form. What happened after that is that my vision was restored to its original state and my body was perfectly aligned. During the day, my vision was so bad that I had to find my glasses every morning and was always late until my contacts were in. But out of body, you're perfect in every way, because while floating there, I was seated in a child bubble made of love. You may adjust the shape as you need. And the light was approaching from the right, going closer and curving slightly into an S shape before suddenly appearing in the room and expanding into a stunning light beam of its own. It was now emitting a tremendous amount of light. Because it was bathed in light, I could make out its features. Its heart, on the other hand, emitted a brilliant glow. My view was also obstructed by the sun's beam. Although I could see its hair, this is a clean face. Also, the air seemed to be forming screens. on its face. My eyes were able to see it as well. At the time, I was wearing a white gown with sleeves that hung from its wrists or were attached at the waist with ropes. A long train of rope draped down the front, transforming the dress into a floor-length gown. Men with short hair are the norm for me. I mistook it for a lady at first. Even though the person seemed to have a masculine body, I first assumed it was a girl with a man-like form because of my lack of awareness about angel identity at the time of the encounter. When he does show up, he does it in a unique manner. The person was Angel, and he recognized me from somewhere in the crowd. Everything about me was known to him. He was always proud of me, no matter how good or bad I was. It was a fantastic experience. A second, fainter light could be seen out of the left of the first. It was at this point that he extended his hand towards me. Moreover, he informed me that it was time to return home. We're in the thick of it. There was a flash of light from the left. It had transformed into a vibrant shape, complete with blowing clouds. As well as being alive, in addition, It looked to be a tunnel, and the light that came out of it was stunning as well. There were colors that I could feel and sense, even though I couldn't see them, like the hues of the rainbow. Because he had come through the clouds and the darkness, this energy from the angel was in its purest form. And when Angel told me it was time for me to return home, he extended his right hand to me, and just before accepting his hand, I had an epiphany. I worried how Gina, my daughter, would react to my death because we were so close. Then there's the fact that she relies on me more than my 2 boys. I didn't even have to ask, since he was listening to my thoughts. "She'll be okay," he replied. I had no desire to return to my corporeal body. Instead, I planned on going to paradise. That's why he extended his rainbow-colored arms, and he cradled me in his arms as if I were his own child. Then, while I lay there in his arms, he showed me a film clip from my life and urged me to appreciate the significance of these events. My heart ached to be able to comprehend them in paradise. He was able to persuade me to remain by showing me something else. At this moment, I was freed from MS's grasp and returned to my energy form as the angel carried me into the air with my elbows clasped around them. My ranch was visible on both sides of the gravel road, and I can see 2 dots of light in the residence surrounding the gravel road as we climbed higher. 2 pins of light were a means of transportation. This made me feel as if I were sitting right next to that truck, and I was able to feel its bumps and hear the crunch as I were right next to it. I could even see the dirt road as it sank below the horizon. A few moments later, I was back where my angels had me floating above them. In the room below, I could see my dead corpse and my spouse. Because I had accepted my death, I was able to be in any location at any time, and then Angel gave me one more visual as I was about to enter his electromagnetic tunnel. Finally, he gave me a photo of Kurt, my middle child, and the moment I laid eyes on that photograph, I was certain that something terrible would happen to him if I didn't remain, and he'd take the wrong road there too. As soon as I saw it, I informed Angel I wasn't ready to go just yet. He agreed. He then grinned and nodded in agreement with me. I reverted to my blue energy form and sat my butt in Jan's butt below at the same time. Then, as you would clothes, I put one of my feet into her leg and the other into her leg. That's when I took hold of my spirit knees and rocked backwards on them until I had enough momentum to assist her to regain her balance and be ready for a breath of fresh air. As I was doing so, I heard a reverberating message from the heavens. I wasn't the only one who received the message. Everyone should have heard it. "Love is the only thing that counts," said Ecoline over and over again as I entered my body. "Love is the only thing that counts," and it continues repeating when I entered my body, and it repeats in my spirit every day 1,000 times. Every time I make a choice or think about anything. To produce and actualize the things we seek in life, we must do our part. But if we follow the direction inside us, we may take the steps necessary to do so and design our own unique experience. Flowers, waterfalls, and good ideas may fill our lives, or they can fill our minds with negativity. And I am crossing my fingers that like in waterfall will always be a popular choice.